Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay? All right, great. Well, it's nice to see all your bright, shining faces out there. I'm going to talk to you today about balance. I know you've talked a lot about balance today, and hopefully I'm going to add a little different spin to it. Balance means different things to different people. For me, balance, for many years, was about athletics. I was a gymnast for 10 years and competed in a lot of competitions. And balance was always about staying on the balance beam, right? Never falling off. Shoulders square. When we used to fall off in practice, every time we fell off the beam, we had to do 100 push-ups. That was not fun. So it was all about balance and not doing push-ups. As I got older in life, the next part of my life that I thought about balance was as a career mom and a career wife and all the things in your life. Was I balanced? Was I maintaining a balanced lifestyle with my family, with my faith, with my job? Was I going to stay balanced? So while balance means different things to different people, balance was always about me, my gymnastics, my life. And then about 4 years ago, I got the job to be president and CEO of Indiana's first and likely only Super Bowl. Hopefully not, but we'll see. How many of you knew the Super Bowl was here? Okay, good. Love that. Do you guys remember the weather we had? Okay, good. Yesterday at 3 o'clock was the 1-year anniversary of us opening the village and opening the zip line. And yesterday at 3 o'clock, it was not very nice weather outside. Last year, we had great weather. Okay, so back to balance. It was really important for us, since this may be our only Super Bowl in Indiana, to make sure that this Super Bowl was not about football at all, that it was about community. Because 100,000 people were coming to Indianapolis for the Super Bowl, and then they were leaving. They were just coming as visitors. And while it was important that we treat our visitors well, they're going to spend their money here, but then they're going to leave. So what's left? How do we impact our community? It wasn't going to satisfy any of us unless it was more than a football game. This ball was used for 4 hours, and that was it. And if this is our shot to have our community pull together, then this was the time. And we were going to figure out how to do that for the excuse of a football. But it was never about the football. So community, that was our goal. How do we bring the community together and do good things for Indiana and have positive impact through the excuse of football? I love this definition of community. A group of people with diverse characteristics who are linked by social ties, share common perspectives, and engage in joint action in geographical locations or settings. That's what we were trying to do with our one shot at hosting the Super Bowl. So if you break that up, how do we take all these people with diverse characteristics and get them involved? How do we get them involved in the Super Bowl? How do I get Gary Brackett to interact with an elderly woman that's knitting a scarf? How do I get Gary Brackett to engage with a young woman who has breast cancer and fighting for her life with 3 children? How do I get the breast cancer woman to interact with a local artist painting a mural? How do we do that? I know Jim Walker's in here somewhere. Raise your hand, Jim. There he is. Jim helped us do that. He helped us connect how we were going to get these groups to all come together. Because we had a lot of diversity in those groups, but you still have to make them talk to each other. The rest of the middle part of the definition, who are linked by social ties and share common perspectives. So if we took all those people from all these different diverse communities, what is the common perspective for them? How do you get them to care about something? Because you know what? Out of all those groups, I bet less than 10% care about football. Football is a very small group of people who love football. I know there's a lot of Colts fans in this community, so maybe more than 10%. The common perspective is that they all live in Indiana, and they want to do good things for Indiana. And we want to keep paying Indiana forward. We want to keep growing our state, making us better as people, and making it better to live here. So by impacting the community in a positive way, we're pulling all those folks together. Engage in joint action in geographical locations or settings. Okay, that's hard too. It's hard to do that. Engage and action are the two words there that jumped out to me. How do we get those folks to plant 2012 trees across the community? How do we get the CEOs to do that with the cab drivers? How do we get the students to do that with volunteers? How do we get all these people together and to be with community and be community? So you have to create programs. Again, it's not about the football. It was about getting people to be together and be a community. So community inclusiveness was a goal, and it wasn't just a goal, it was a priority. It was a lifestyle in the way that we were trying to put together Super Bowl 46. If we had people that were helping us plan that and execute that were just people that liked football, we would have had a pretty bad event. It would have been very sterile, no heart. The woman before me talked about heart. There'd be no heart, there'd be no feeling. We wouldn't get football fans to engage with the arts world, to engage with the education world. So you have to have diverse people that have diverse thinking. If everybody solved problems the same way in our planning group, it wouldn't have worked. We had 60 different committees representing 800 people that planned for 2 years. And then at the event, we had 10,000 people. Everybody has a different perspective on how they approach things, how they feel about things, and how they solve problems. So what does inclusiveness really mean? The red part of this definition is the best part for me. Interacting. That's the game changer. It was for us, and I hope it will be for you going forward. You have to interact. People were meant to interact. As time goes on, it seems to me, less and less people interact. It's more digital. It's more electronic. To have real community, people have to interact face to face and have the same priorities and the same beliefs. So interacting builds a stronger community. Okay, unbalance. I'm not sure that's a word, but I'm going to use it today. Unbalance. There's an old saying that says, sticks in a bundle cannot be broken. And if we had individual sticks everywhere, individual people, it's easier to break them in half. But when you put them all together in a bundle, it's very hard to do that. Again, the key was interacting, making people want to work together, making people want to work together to make the community better and to make themselves better. So inclusiveness and community. How do you get that? You have to have it from leadership. You have to have your leadership, and many of you are leaders in your schools, in your clubs. You have to have leadership that believes it's a priority. And that's on for the rest of your life. That's important. What I think after the Super Bowl, I don't think community is a description anymore. I think community is a feeling. It's a feeling that you get being with a community, being in a community. If you have all little clubs, the clubs are great, everybody needs clubs, but how do you pull them together to be one community and know what that feels like? I think real community senses what each other need and senses where there are holes that people need to pitch in and work together. Because if it was just about the football, we wouldn't have had any of the interaction. We would not have had education programs. We would not have tried to cure breast cancer. We would not have tried to knit scarves. 13,000 people knit scarves on their own time with their own dime so that 13,000 volunteers could wear them. And all the volunteers, the best part of their uniform was the scarf. They got nice jackets, really nice hats, really nice shirts. The thing they all loved was the scarf, because somebody took, I don't know how long. Me, I've never knit a scarf. It'd probably take me a year. Some people can probably knit a scarf in 4 hours. Someone took the time to care about someone else that they didn't know to knit them a scarf. And those are the things that make you feel community. Someone's doing something for you and helping you, caring about the community. So I think after my 4 years at the head of the Super Bowl, I feel blessed that I witnessed community and that I felt community and that we pulled together not because of the football game, that was the excuse, but because we know how to do that as a community. We've had leaders and a history of doing it, and we have to keep doing it. Because a strong and healthy community benefits all of us. But we've got to keep interacting and doing things for each other and caring about each other as we go forward. So that's my message today. Community is a feeling, and I want you to all feel it. And you can do it in your own schools, in your own clubs, in your own families. But it's important. It's an important part of our future. And you guys, you're our future. Thank you very much.